Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, EP shames woman for choosing a career over a husband and kids, then shames woman for taking time off work to raise her kids. My entitled mom just forced me back into horseback riding and I got grounded on Sunday for me saying no. Entitled mother tries to justify her demon breaking another child's bones. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. EP shames woman for choosing a career over a husband and kids, then shames woman for taking time off work to raise her kids. There is this woman that we work with who is kind of a pick-me. She and I left to become a teacher, in the store my parents own. She had a boyfriend in high school and had her kids at 18 and 21, while I was single until I was 21 and was more focused on academics/career. She judged me for focusing on my career instead of having a husband and kids. However, she judged my mom for being a stay-at-home mom and not working throughout her pregnancy like she did. She basically implied that my mom was lazy even though she worked hard for the first 6 years of her marriage and saved every penny so that she had enough saved up to be a mom when she decided she was ready for a baby. Don't you know? As a woman, you're supposed to have a full-time job and stay at home at the same time. Why is this so difficult to grasp? /S. Just think. If you followed your own advice, you could be making money and away from me. My entitled mom just forced me back into horseback riding and I got grounded on Sunday for me saying no. In December 2020 my mom forced me to do therapy horseback riding and it was hell, they lied about so much shit. Recently I got a trophy because I mastered the walk-trot class for people with disabilities in the World Show. Not surprised I was with people who just moaned and didn't move their horse or did shit and just ran away ECT. I was forced to do this because I have ASD, ADHD and PTSD and a heart transplant. I was treated like a 2-year-old by the trainers. I had to have someone always with me even though I'm fully independent. I lost it in February this year because I fell off my horse and broke my wrist because the shitty trainer was looking at their phone. I took a almost 9-month break in August, 1 month before I was due for AT and a procedure. I was told I was going to ride again after surgery, but it won't be at a therapy center. I'm not a horse girl, I'm a theater and art person who also loves to swim. I was taught how to swim by my dad while I was in heart failure from when I was 1 month old to 13 months. I was 13 months when I got my transplant. I was never forced or pushed to swim. I'm currently in diving lessons because I adore jumping off high dives and I want to be in my high school swim team. Now let's move to September 14th, day of my TNA, to September 29th, final day of my recovery. I was told she's starting to look into places. I only had 2 lessons at the new place yet I still hate riding. Yesterday my mom got mad because I was too tired to get out of bed / said I didn't want to go and yelled at me and took my Switch away. I want to quit, I want a family member to help me. I feel like I need to go to my dad's side to help, but they live in Chicago and I only see them once a year. Riding is not good for my mental health and my own psychical state. It makes me tired and it hurts me badly. I was told I will ride until I jump. I was pushed into this shit so much that I hated. I didn't mind at first, but it's bad. She tells me, but Scarlett does it, she's my IRL friend BTW. But that's not an excuse and she brings my friends into this. She calls me lazy yet I do diving and I spend most time resting because I get tired easily. Therapy does not help me, it only helped me 12 years ago because of recovery. And I needed physical therapy. I'm fully okay now, but I feel like the only thing that makes me happy is meeting other kids my age. I'm 13 and I was born June 2010. Said that because I'm old enough to be here, who also have cardiac conditions. I need help to get me to quit. If I say no, I'll be told then no switch or phone. I'm sad my mom turned like this. I wish she never found that therapy center. If she didn't, I wouldn't be forced and I wouldn't feel more exhausted. She used to say I need to finish one season of a sport. If I didn't like it, I could quit. I used to do gymnastics or cheerleading and dance. I liked it, but quit because I was badly bullied. Now it's just you are doing this and you don't have a choice. If I ask my grandparents to help me, mom's side, they will gaslight me by saying you are going to need a scholarship because of how shitty your grades are, so you are going to keep writing, and will fake cry and say but you are throwing your talent away, blah blah etc. Can't even get my dad to help me. Apparently, I'm lazy. I'm really not. I need to be careful with my own body because of my medical conditions, and I have very bad daytime tiredness, and them making me do this doesn't help. Also, apparently, I can't say no until I'm 18 to this. Is this true? Honestly, go to the practices and refuse to go near the horse. If they bring it near you, walk away. They can't force you to go on the horse if you don't want to. But be prepared to be punished by your mom. She might even stop letting you do diving lessons and swimming. You can't be forced to do something, but she can punish you for your decision. I'd still stop participating and I'd just sit as far away from the horses as possible during the lessons. I'd make sure the trainers know just how much you hate participating. I'd go so far as looking disgusted when the horses are nearby and talk about how much you can't wait until your mother stops forcing you to go to practices you won't participate in. If they make you compete, direct the horse nicely. It's not their fault that they're being used for lessons/comps, to stay still and not participate, or go as opposite of the goal movement as possible. You will likely be punished for this, but she'll eventually either water enough money that she doesn't feel it's worth throwing the cash in the fireplace, or she'll realize just how much you hate doing it. Have you ever thought of asking her, do you want me to do this for clout for you, mom, or do you really want me to focus my talent? It sounds like she just wants you to do it as a flex for her to say that you're doing something, and I encouraged her even though that you don't like it. She wants you to do it for her status. And I don't think that you saying no if something she can deny until you're 18. I think she's just using it as an excuse for control. Next doctor's appointment, call ahead and let them you would like time to talk to the doctor alone without your mom in the room. That is if she goes into the exam room with you now. Discuss the writing with him, her. Specifically say, I do not feel safe writing. Explain that you're being forced to do it and that you are finding it affecting your mental health. The doctor will know how to address it with your mother. Talk to your dad's side of the family. They don't have to be geographically close to advocate for you. Otherwise, talk to your school counselor. I don't understand why parents think your childhood is more important to them than to you. My son, 8 years old, has ASD and ADHD. I've had him in martial arts, but stopped when he didn't want to go anymore. Has him take swim lessons and again stopped when he could swim well and didn't want to go anymore. Now he's taking drum lessons that he loves and hope he keeps it up, but again I won't force him if he stops liking it. Trying to make his childhood fun and fulfilling for him, not me. Ask them why they want to spend so much money making you do something you don't want to do. You can also speaking the people you are taking lessons from. See what they might suggest. Entitled mother tries to justify her demon breaking another child's bones. So, this isn't my story, it's my science teacher's story, but I do believe it's real. He's not a liar. One more note, this took place in the 90s. Here's how it goes. There is this one kid that had a physical disorder. I don't remember what it was called, but it makes your bones incredibly brittle. So one day, these assholes decided to play a prank on the kid who suffered from the disorder. After school, they did that thing where one person crouches behind someone, and there's one person in front pushes the victim, you know? So, my teacher, who from now on we'll call Opie, sees them do this to the kid, and as soon as he hit the ground, could you guess what happened? That's right, all of his bones around and including his tailbone broke. So, the kid got taken to the nurse. Little Ice was sure to help, and he's kinda out of this story from now. Opie went to the nurse with the kid to bring his backpack and stay with him for a little for support for when the medics came. It was kind of a middle of nowhere school in the Midwest. I believe it's not there anymore. But, apparently the main antagonist of the story gets here and starts talking to the principal. The medics came and got the kid a little bit before EM came, but the nurse left the room. But Opie stayed for a little to hear the convo. Side note, one of the a-hole's parents came to pick up their child without a fuss. If only the other was like that. Why are you punishing my little angel? Principal, excuse me, but do you know the whole situation? Yes. My little angel and his friend played a prank on the retard. Principal, I'm going to have to ask you to not use that language. Also, victim is not mentally challenged. But he has many broken bones, so you are going to have to pay for that. I'm not paying for a silly prank. Principal, you can resolve that with your lawyers. At this point, the nurse came back giving a dirty look to M and told Opie to leave. As he says it, M cursed out the principal, but then OP went out of earshot. But he never saw the two kids again. The two kids were the popular kids that no one really liked. What pushed them to do this, I have no clue, but if you're like this. Kid, nurse. All of my best friend's limbs got cut off. Nurse, ice, baby. All of his bones around and including his tailbone broke. That would be his spine and pelvis. He wouldn't be in the nurse's office, they'd call an ambulance to get him where he fell. He wouldn't be ambulatory, and they couldn't lift him. You don't move someone in that condition, especially someone with brittle bone disease. I behaved myself in high school. Never pranked another student or caused trouble. Heck, even in middle school and elementary school I behaved and caused zero trouble for others, including classmates. And nobody attacked me. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.